Chapter 13. Without You. One afternoon, I was making myself a sandwich when I heard a clanking sound coming from the laundry room next to me. I'd planned on just washing clothes and relaxing today. From where I was standing in the kitchen, I could hear the dinging sound getting louder on every rotation of the dryer. I went in and squatted. When I yanked open the dryer door, the hot dog tag popped out, falling onto my leg. It must have been in one of my pockets. I peeled it gently off my leg and held it. I pressed it hard into my palm, even though it was sharp and hot enough to burn the skin on my hand. Sometimes a little pain was the only way you knew you were really alive. Major had officially turned 1 month old today, and I was waiting for the new onesie I bought for him to be dry, when I heard a stiff knock at the door. I opened it to find an older woman standing there, smiling at me. She had dark brown skin and a tiny frame. I had no idea who she was or what she wanted. "Hi, can I help you, ma'am?"
Hello there. My name is Judy Fields. I'm looking for Mrs. Haley Hunter.
"Well, you found her."
It's so nice to meet you, though I wish it were under different circumstances. I'm here to take you to the house opening.
She explained, still smiling. "I apologize, but I don't think I'm following," I said, raising one brow in suspicion.
I've been corresponding with your husband Josiah for several months now. Well, before the accident. He called me back in July and told me that y'all were expecting and that you were in the market to buy a house. I'm a realtor, you see. We looked at many houses together and he finally found the one. It was held up in escrow for a couple months, but the deal fell through, so I'm here to show it to you.
"How did you find me?"
Well, I called his work number and they told me what happened. His emergency contact was at this address, so I just figured someone here would know where you'd be.
"I see. I'm sorry for wasting your time, miss, but I don't have any money to buy a house."
Don't worry about the details for now, Mrs. Hunter. Josiah and I have worked them all out. He informed me that should he not come back from this last mission, I was to purchase the house from the bank. I did, and I need you to see it before I sign the paperwork.
I'm so confused. He never mentioned anything about buying a house.
I was under the impression it was a surprise.
I packed Major's diaper bag, threw on some shoes, and got into Judy Field's tan minivan. I rode in the back with Major and watched him sleep as she followed the directions that played through the car's speakers. I had no idea where she was taking us, but something about the whole situation just felt right. Mrs. Fields drove slowly through a flourishing neighborhood as I watched from the window. The place was swarming with happy kids playing, big oak trees and bright flowers. I even heard an ice cream truck's music playing somewhere off in the distance, through the closed window. She pulled into the driveway of a gorgeous home and opened the side door of the van for us to get out. It was a small brick house that had blue shutters similar to the ones at Pop's. It boasted cement curbing and 2 giant potted gardenia bushes on both sides of the front door. I stopped to smell them as Mrs. Fields opened the combination lock hanging from the slate-colored door's handle. I could tell from the outside that it was an older house because all of the newer houses we passed in the front of the neighborhood looked more contemporary. When I walked in, it looked as if it had been completely renovated recently. The original hardwood floors flowed throughout, and light eggshell-colored walls made it look twice as big on the inside. I set Major's car seat down in the kitchen and went to look around. It was a 3-bedroom, 1.5-bathroom home that featured an open layout with an exceptionally large kitchen. The brand new appliances were stainless steel and shiny. It had a covered patio and a medium-sized, perfectly landscaped green yard. It was beautiful, I thought, knowing that I could never afford a place like this.
So, what do you think? It has a new air conditioning unit, heat-resistant windows, all new lights and fixtures, plus the roof is only 3 years old.
It's wonderful, really, Mrs. Fields, but it's too far away from my school, and there's no way I can make the payments.
Do you love it, or just like it?
I love it, but... I trailed off thinking it was a silly question. I'd already informed her several times that I didn't have any money.
Good, then it's yours. You can sign the paperwork tomorrow morning and I'll give you the keys.
But Mrs. Fields, how am I supposed to pay for it?
It's already paid for, dear. I received my fee 2 days ago.
But how?
I tried to tell you earlier that the details had already been worked out. I got my commission Wednesday, so that means you should have gotten paid Monday.
Paid? Paid for what?
Josiah never explained his death benefits to you.
No, we never talked about what would happen if he died, I said, feeling myself start to tear up.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Hunter. I know the wound is still open, but please understand I only want to help. Josiah was such a good boy, I could tell. I was incredibly sad to hear of his passing.
I called the bank when I got home and found out that Joey's life insurance claim had in fact been paid in full. After the cost of the house, I was left with a little over $300,000. I gave his two-door car to Pop and bought myself a new, small SUV. I didn't go crazy and buy an overpriced luxury vehicle, just a decent car to get me to and from school. I paid my nursing school tuition in advance, gave my mom and Pop a couple thousand each, even though neither of them were easily persuaded. One afternoon, I had some time alone and walked into a local shop to get my first tattoo. It was small and painful. I got the acronym IGY6 with the 6 in red, about the size of a quarter on the inside of my left wrist. It was in remembrance of Joey. It was a small gesture, and I knew I could cover it up with my watch if I needed to. I also put a few $1,000s away for Major, and planned on using the rest of the money to pay our bills until I finished nursing school and got a full-time job. Joey had once been the driving force in my life, and I was astonished that he could do so, even in death. Joey was the gift that kept on giving. He gave me love, joy, peace, but most importantly, he gave me Major. Joey had truly been my angel, my rock, my voice of reason, and now my son was my savior. Major kept me from doing anything even remotely stupid because I knew that he needed me and that I would never want him to feel the pain of loss like I did. It took me several weeks to move into the new house, completely unpack and put everything where I wanted it. Major had his own room now, which was the one right next to mine. That left a spare bedroom for guests. I could eventually turn it into a playroom or office. The best part about this home was that it was only 8 minutes away from my mom and Hannah. Pop came by to sit with Major while I went to my school. I had to re-enroll in person for next semester since I took an extended leave of absence. I walked into the overloaded office and signed in. There were people sitting in every chair, so I stood against the back wall and waited. When my name was called, I met with an available counselor and planned my future. The meeting only took about 15 minutes, and I was so excited to move forward with the rest of my life.
There's only a few more questions.
The girl that looked not much older than me said, "Okay, shoot."
Well, I have all your info except for your address. You left that blank.
Oh, sorry, I recently moved. I haven't got it memorized yet, but it's on my license, I explained, pulling out my wallet.
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
It's 113 Tanager Drive, I said, smiling. That evening, I was moving boxes from the living room to the garage when I found Joey's letters. I pulled Major's bassinet over towards me and sat on the floor against the wall. I told Major all about his daddy, and I read the first letter to him out loud. I could hear Joey's voice as I read,
"Hey, baby girl. I love you. I love you. I love you. Just 5 more days until I have you back in my arms. I miss having dinner with you. I'm always telling people about the last time we ate together. People can't help but hate. How has life been treating you, baby girl? I know everything will work out for you because you're smart and headstrong. So far, I've passed everything in Victory Forge. I leave for that at 4:15 in the morning. Earlier this week, I qualified with the live grenades. Baby girl, it was so scary. I can't wait to show you my badges when I get home. We're supposed to stay in the woods for 6 days while reacting to live fire, smoke grenades, gas, and some other things that I can't wait to get out of the way. The march is like 13 miles, and I have to carry a rucksack, rifle, and my helmet. You motivate me to get through this. I can't wait to read your letters. I will not rest until I get back to you. Besides, I intend on doing some outstanding things to your mind and body. Roger that. I love you, baby girl. I don't care how far away I am. I still feel the same way. The only good thing about being on duty right now is that I have time to write you. I miss you with all my heart. You're all I've ever wanted. Please remember I'm still the same person I was when I left, only stronger. I'll be home soon. Your future husband."
I ended up sitting there for over an hour, reading every single letter to Major. My legs and feet were pins and needles from falling asleep, so I stood up, stretched, and placed the letters on the bookshelf. I'd already planned on giving Major Joey's letters for his 16th birthday to reassure him that his father loved us both very much.